A little while back, I saw a name that I recognized from about 2017, and his name was Ronald Ead. Ronald now runs a podcast kind of show about jaw and his journey, and particularly, I think he's got a pretty big emphasis on jaw surgery. And his channel is called JawHacks. And when I saw him, I remembered these photos from back in around 2017 because he had very publicly decided to try the AGGA appliance, the AGGA. So the AGGA was this super aggressive appliance where they were like moving teeth forward and forcing things open, and they were saying that they were getting all this maxilla growth and all this. And a lot of people that were really chasing the aesthetics went for it. And then things ended badly. I think there were lawsuits all over the place. Now I think AGGA is illegal. But apparently Ronald had evolved. So he created this channel, JawHacks, where he's interviewing a lot of dentists and specialists on topics related to the jaw. And he's got quite a following, right? Like it's pretty well done, pretty professional, like more professional than the stuff I put together for sure. And he's got 56,000 subs. I was proud of him. I think he did a good job. I watched a few to see what he was saying. And this is where I don't think he evolved well. Like, he's really gotten hung up that the answer is in surgery. I've been following people that did surgery for the jaw for a long time. And I've yet, in all these years, it's been over 10 years, I've yet to find the person that said, yeah, like my surgery was great, everything's great, blah, blah, blah. Like, not once. And I just think surgery is one of the worst transparency, because a person that does, like a doctor that does the jaw surgery is just going to keep telling you how wonderful it is. But I never find any of these people. Like all I find is that I found a lot of people that were very sorry they did it, but I've yet to find one that, where a couple of years have passed and like, yeah, I did my jaw surgery, it fixed everything, I'm great, like I look great, right? Like usually I find people that say, oh yeah, like it held for a little while and then like, and this problem happened and that problem happened and it was a waste of money, right? That is pretty much the loop. Like that is the story with jaw surgery again and again and again and again. And yet people still fall for it, like because these doctors, like they have no ethics. Like they just keep selling this shit. Why? Why isn't surgery effective? Well, think about like what I'm saying again. So I'm saying that, you raise vertical, you unlock the occlusion, the curve speed improves, and your skull inflates. Every day, right? Like I don't know if you can tell, my skin's ripping here, it's ripping in various places. Every day my skin rips, because my soft tissue just blows up, expands, and inflates like a balloon. Same thing kind of happens on my body. Like my upper body is now kind of jacked. Like none of my older shirts fit around my upper body because this whole thing inflates. And that's how the process works. And therefore, like my general rule is if you do anything where the skull is not inflating, like you are doing nothing of benefit. You are just tricking yourself. So this surgery is a classic example. Like nobody that ever does surgery is going to, rip through their scalp the way I do. Not even once, right? And I do this every day for 2 years. And it is by inflating that the bones, like that you get, the bones are able to move forward. The bones are able to move back into symmetry. The jaw is able to move back into its correct anatomical position so that you get your profile back. With surgery, you're just like cutting and moving stuff around, but this balloon is staying the exact same size it was. So if the balloon is staying the exact same size it was, like you're just tricking yourself. Like you're thinking that there's something happening when in reality, like you're probably just making things worse. That is what I think is happening with pretty much everyone that does surgery. And he had this guy on his show called Dr. David Alfie, and like I literally started bursting out laughing when he was, I think he says like, oh, you're so great, like you should be on these shows with Andrew Huberman and Peter Attia. And like I wanted to barf. I was like, well, like Peter Attia and Andrew Huberman, like I consider them useless, but at least most of what they say is harmless, right? Like you take a bunch of supplements and you're just gonna shit them out because they're useless. Whereas like surgery is outright harmful. Like you could really screw yourself up and you're like changing the natural dynamic. So why would you ever do that? Like just wear a mouth guard. It costs $20, whereas some of these people are paying like 50 grand for surgery. They pay 50 grand to get themselves screwed up, and potentially like you're changing something permanent that if you do figure out the biomechanics later on, like maybe it's not going to work the same way. I don't know, right? But like I would never touch, like the human body is such a brilliant piece of like machinery that is able to heal on its own if you give it the right biomechanics. Like I would never touch anything artificial anymore now that I see how it works, because it's like you're not going to do a better job than allowing the body to heal itself. My last piece of advice is do not even consider this surgery bullshit. Like, it is complete and utter waste of time, money, and your grief. You're going to get worse in the end. It solves nothing. Play the long game. For $25, you can have a mouth guard or even less. It's going to take more time to achieve your goals, but you're going to be getting better the entire time. But it actually works. And, I love giving the three little pigs metaphor that don't be the pig that made his house out of straw. Be the pig that was wearing a mouth guard and built his house out of bricks. Thanks.